to St Mary's and St Thomas. Light party. Got my candle with me today. So some of you might be thinking, what on earth is a light party? Well, a light party is what Christians do every year on the 31st of October. We celebrate Jesus being the light of the world and all the goodness that he brings. So tonight what we're going to be doing is having some games, a song, a treasure hunt. I hope you're all ready for the challenge there. And there's going to be so much fun. And we're even going to be shown how to do some pumpkin carving as well. So thank you for joining us. Let's go. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm so excited.
Right, so now we're going to play our game for this evening, and we're going to keep to our theme of light and have a treasure hunt. And we're going to see how many items we can find that are either related to light or are lights themselves. So it could be a torch, that could be really obvious, or it could be a bit more sneaky and a bit less obvious, like the light on your TV. So have a look around. We're going to give you some time and count how many you found and put that number in the comments, and then we're going to see who's got the most. Now obviously if you're putting lots of high numbers, it might well be we ask what things you find just to check that you've definitely found them. But the person with the biggest amount, we'll check with you obviously on your allergies and stuff, and we can get a prize to you of a bag of sweets. So go and have fun, and best wishes with your treasure hunt.
And in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In my questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. Trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the dark. Trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Hope you're enjoying the light party, and we're going to make today a candle. And if you see, it's on a little peg, so you can peg it somewhere. And this is to represent Jesus, the light of the world. So you need some coloured paper and some scissors. A little disc of paper. It doesn't have to be a doily, it can be just a circle of paper. Some sellotape or PVA glue, some yellow paper or some silver paper to make a little flame. You need to draw a flame on a little piece of paper like that. Remember, it's got to have a little stick bit there, that's the wick. And then draw another smaller one in another colour, say orange or a different colour, and that's the stick inside that one. So, right, first of all, you take your piece of paper, fold it up into four, first in half and then in half again, and cut along the folds so you've got 4 strips of paper. Then join 2 strips together end to end and do it with the other 2 pieces. And then I've put some double-sided tape here, but you can do it with glue or some sellotape. Join the 2 pieces together like this and then start to fold it. They're at an angle like that, and then you start to fold one piece over this way, and then make sure you get a sharp edge. When you fold it, then put the next piece over the other side. Keep turning it and keep folding each piece alternately over the last piece. So you carry on like this, pressing the folds as you go. Keep going, one over the other till you get to the top, and then you might find that you don't get a whole square, so you can trim them pieces off. And then cut a small little slot in the last piece on the top piece. There's a small little slot there, that's where the flame's going to go join on. Right, so when you get to the top, you can sellotape the last piece just to the top piece, not all the way down, just the end piece. So you've got a little springy bit, that's your candle. You can make it taller if you like. You can go, depends how much paper you want to cut. Right, so take your little picture of a flame and cut it out. If you do foil, make sure if it's plain one side that you cut 2 and stick them together. So if you've got a piece of foil like this and it's plain one side, don't forget to have 2 pieces and then stick them together. Right, so take your little flame and find the little orange flame that you made. Did the same, cut it out and then stick it in the middle. I'm using just a little bit of PVA glue on here. Stick on, and then stick another one on the other side. I've just got one here somewhere. Another little dab of PVA glue. Stick it on the other side, and then take your flame, thread it through the little gap on the top. Might be easier to do that before you stuck the top bit down, but anyway, thread the little flame through, and then you can just put a tiny piece of sellotape on the back. it inside, like that. And then you need a peg. Oh, where's my peg gone? Oh, did I mention you need a peg? Yeah. And then it's better if you've got the wooden pegs, but if not, you need to put a little bit of sellotape on the end. Get your little disc of paper and attach that to the top. Then put another little bit of sellotape on top of the disc in the middle. Oh. You need to curl it up if you've got a little bit of sellotape, curl it over, or you can use PVA. And then stick your candle to the top, and that's you can make a display of them, or you can give it to a friend and to remind you that Jesus is the light of the world. I've got a few here that I've made. So I hope you have a go at making that. And I just have a little prayer that I thought would go with the candle. Kind Jesus, shelter me from the storms that alarm me. Shepherd me and in safety enfold me. Shine your light on the path that you show me. Lord Jesus, you are my light in the darkness. You are my warmth in the cold. You are my happiness in sorrow. Amen. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the light party and enjoyed making the craft. Bye.
I have come into the world as light, so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in the darkness.
There was once a small girl, just like you or I. She laughed and got angry. She smiled and she cried. Her name was Daisy, and her favourite things were cats and biscuits and jumping off swings. But one strange day, something shocking occurred. To the rest of the world, it wasn't seen or heard. It was, in fact, just a little bit weird. See, what happened was, the sun disappeared. There was no rhyme or reason, she didn't know why, but it was certainly true. There was no sun in the sky. Excuse me, she said, did anyone else see? Has the sun really gone, or is it just me? No voice shouted back, no answers came. Is it different for them, or is it the same? So she sat and she thought, in the dark, quite alone, of the things she could do to bring the sun home. She could write to the sun a nice big long letter, ask him to come home and make everything better, say her favourite days were the sunniest ones, ice creams on the beach were the best kind of fun. But when there's no sun, things are dull and black, so please, if he can, could he just come back? So she waited and waited, but no word from the sun. She counted the days, a reply didn't come. Now as time went on in this world painted grey, it felt like the sun was getting further away. So she sat and she thought, in the dark, quite alone, of the things she could do to bring the sun home. But thinking was hard, and soon she tried less. For what good was thinking in this kind of mess? Even things that she loved were no help at all. Because of the dark, they were faded and small. Like the things that once had made up herself had been stolen away and put on a shelf. They were out of reach. Although they were there, they were different and distant, and she struggled to care. Was she alone in this place without sun? Could anyone help her get the job done? Now as time went on in this world painted grey, it felt like the sun was getting further away. So she sat and she thought in the dark, quite alone, of the things she could do to bring the sun home. But her thinking, you see, was in circles and squares. Though she tried her best, it wouldn't go anywhere. She traced out the shape with the tip of her pen, but when she got to the end, it just started again. And there were hundreds and thousands of these thoughts in shapes, like a box all around her, so she couldn't escape. And so soon as she sat in the dark, all alone, Daisy did not think how to bring the sun home. The sun was gone. She decided, quite sure. He's not coming back. Not anymore. Stuck in this place, without any choice. Until out of the dark, there came a voice. Daisy, it whispered, and she turned to see light. Amidst all the dark, a face shining so bright. Are you here to help? 'Cause it's not been much fun. I've spent days in the dark looking for the sun. I am, said the voice. I'm here to help you so that you're not alone. I'm in the dark too. My light won't go out when it's dark all around. When the sun isn't shining, I can be found. But what if, she said, the darkness stays black? What if the sun just never comes back? Daisy, I am the light that is faithful and true. No matter what happens, I'm always with you. And one day, you see, there's a place you can stay that's 1,000 times brighter than the sunniest day, where there isn't a sun. There's no day or night, no darkness at all, for I am the light, and I'm with you right now, though it seems dark all about, with a light so strong the dark can't put it out. So in light and in dark, it was that faithful one who stayed with the girl who once lost the sun.
Well, I really enjoyed that story. I hope you guys did too. So why is light such a good thing, do you think? Why did the light, the sun, make Daisy happy at the beginning of our story today? Well, light helps us to see things as they really are, doesn't it? Now, can you imagine if there was a big power cut and all the lights went out? What would we do? So I'm just going to turn this out, my little lamp at the side here. It's gone a bit darker. Well, I could use a candle like this one, couldn't I? That might help me to see in the light. Or I could use a torch. So I could use a torch to shine my way, couldn't I? And see what's happening. So I didn't bump into things, because that wouldn't be very good, would it? Let's pop my light back on. So light shows us the way. Light also warns us of danger, doesn't it? So if you think about a lighthouse, for example, now at night, ships can't really see where all the rocks are with all the waves splashing over them. So lighthouses have a big light that goes round and round at the top of it. And that shines out across the sea so that the ships coming in can see where the rocks are. And there's a lighthouse there. Can you see the light at the top? It shines out for everyone to see. So that can show us the way and can show us where there's danger. And light also attracts us, doesn't it? Now, at the moment, we're having some early dark evenings because we're now coming in towards November, aren't we? It's going to be November tomorrow. So light makes us think, oh, I want to get there because it's going to be nice and warm. And I don't know about you guys, but when I've been walking home and it's been cold and it's been rainy and it's dark and I see everybody's lights on in their houses, I just think, oh, I want to get inside. I just want to wrap up warm and be home in the dry. So light attracts us, doesn't it? Now, Jesus's light does all of those. Shows us the way, warns us of danger, and attracts us. His light is so powerful. Jesus comes from God, and he wants to tell people about God. He wants people to have a really great relationship with God. So when we have Jesus' light shining in our hearts, we see God as well. We do. It's amazing. He can show his love for us so that we can really feel God's love, because every single one of us is so precious to God. We're all his children. And he can tell us about God. Just by praying to Jesus, we can learn more about him. And he just helps us. Now, do you remember that Daisy felt really down, didn't she? Because she'd lost her light. She'd lost the sun. And she felt really down and a little bit lonely. And I should imagine a bit scared. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I get a bit like that. I get a bit worried about things. I might be a bit scared about something and a bit confused about something, especially at the moment while we're all living through this pandemic. Things are a little bit scary, aren't they? Because we don't know what's going to be happening. But you know what? Jesus says, I'll always be with you. I will be that light in your heart to make you feel safe, to know that you're not alone, and that we can work through all these problems together. That's what he does. And that's what he said to Daisy in our story, wasn't it? So if you're feeling a little bit scared or a little bit lonely, or maybe a little bit worried about things, do you know what? Talk to Jesus. Say, Jesus, come and bring your light into my heart so I don't feel that way anymore. I want to feel all warm and all loved and all safe. And he will. And he'll never ever leave you. His light will always be with you. Thank you.
This is my favourite worry monster. This is my favourite toy. He makes me happy because he eats my worries and swallows them, and then it disappears and my worries are gone. This is the Christmasaurus. It's my favourite book. It makes me happy because it's an adventure story and it's very funny and good. This is my best friend Caleb and Caleb. Caleb makes me happy because he's kind and funny. Caleb makes me happy because she's funny and kind, and she's been my best friend since nursery. They're my best friends in the world. I love all these things. They make me happy. Jesus makes me happy because he watches over me with everything I do, and he loves us all with all his heart.
Hi everyone, this is a poem I found about the light of Jesus. Today as Christians, we should try to be a light in these dark times. Let me shine with the light of Jesus. Let my eyes see the beauty all around. Never let me turn up my nose to others and let my mouth share the good news I have found.
Hello, my name is Jack, and today we'll be carving a pumpkin together. So once you've chosen your pumpkin, you cut off the lid like that, and then you scoop everything inside until it's like about that thick, and then we collected some seeds from it, which you might do, and I'm going to plant those for pumpkins next year. And the year after that. So once you're done, you put your lid back on, and then you start to draw the sign for whatever you're going to do. I'm doing a cross to show Jesus is the light of the world. So once you've done that, you start to carefully cut it out, which I might need a adult. So once you've done it, once you've done that, you take it out, and I've done a cross shape, and then you're ready. And then you take your lid off, put whatever you want inside, like torch, candle, I'm using a candle, and then you put it back on, and then you turn, and then you have your very own pumpkin to show that Jesus is the light of the world.
Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. We've had so much fun, and we hope you have too. We hope to see you one day at St Mary's or St Thomas's. You'd be so welcome to come along to our churches. And if you've got any questions, anything like that, please do come along or contact our churches. All the details are on our Facebook pages, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. I hope you did well with your treasure hunt. Don't forget to let us know how many things you found around your house that are to do with light. I bet you found loads, because you're all amazing and good at things like that. So thank you again, and we're going to leave you now with our song again, and I hope you do the actions. I've been learning them. We can all do it together. So keep shining those lights. Jesus, the light of the world. Take care, everybody. Bye.
And in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In my questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You are very near, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. My lighthouse, shining in the dark.